In this lecture, we are going to discuss the most important theorem, Fatou's lemma. Suppose Fn is a sequence of non-negative measurable functions defined on a measurable set E, and if Fn of x converges to f of x almost everywhere in E as n tends to infinity, then Lebesgue integral over EF is less than or equal to limit n tends to infinity infimum of Lebesgue integral over Fn. What is the statement says? Let Fn be a sequence of non-negative measurable function defined on a measurable set E. Given that this sequence converges to f of x almost everywhere in E, then we have to prove this inequality. Proof. Since integral over sets of measure 0 is R0, so without loss of generality we can assume that Fn of x converges to f of x for all x belongs to E as n tends to infinity. Given that Fn of x converges to f of x almost everywhere means measure of the set all those elements x such that Fn of x does not converge to f is 0. Since integral over any set of measure 0 is 0, then integral over the set of measure where Fn of x does not converge to f is 0. So without loss of generality we can assume that Fn of x converges to f of x. Now let h be any bounded measurable function such that h is less than or equal to f and measure of the set all those elements such that h of x is not equal to 0 is infinite. Since given that each and every function here is non-negative measurable function, so let h be any bounded measurable function such that h is less than or equal to f and measure of all those elements where h of x is not equal to 0 is finite. Let us take this set as E dash. Let E dash is equal to all those elements x such that h of x is not equal to 0. Then measure of E dash is less than infinity, is finite. Now define a sequence Hn of functions as Hn is equal to minimum of h comma Fn for all n. What is h? H is a bounded measurable function which is less than or equal to f. And what is Fn? Each and every term of the sequence. Now for each and every n, compare Fn and f and write down this sequence. Means what is h1? Minimum of h and f1. What is h2? minimum of h and f2, so on, so on. Since each and every term of this sequence fn is measurable, h is also measurable, minimum of measurable function is measurable. Since, let us take this one as equation number 1. Since h comma fn are measurable functions and minimum of measurable functions is measurable, therefore each hn is measurable function for all n, for all n. Now what is h? H is bounded also. Since h is bounded, then there exists a constant capital M greater than 0 such that modulus of h of x is less than or equal to capital M, is less than or equal to capital M. Since what is hn? Hn is minimum of these two, means hn is less than or equal to h. Hn is less than or equal to h by equation number 1, but h is less than or equal to m. This is by equation number 1. Therefore hn is less than or equal to m. Therefore what we got? We get that modulus of hn of x is less than or equal to m for all n. Therefore each hn is bounded. Each hn is bounded. Now for x does not belongs to E dash, then we have, what is E dash? E dash is all those elements where h of x is not equal to 0. If x belongs to this set, then it satisfies this one. If x does not belong, then h of x is not equal to 0. Then what you will get? For x does not belongs to E dash, then we have h of x is equal to 0. H of x is equal to 0. Now then hn of x is also equal to 0. Since what is hn? Minimum of what we got, h 0 comma f, fn. What is fn in the statement? Non-negative, means all are greater than or equal to 0. This is 0, this is greater than or equal to 0. Therefore hn is, what is the minimum? 0. Therefore hn is equal to 0, h is equal to 0 in x does not belongs to E dash. Therefore hn of x converges to h of x as n tends to infinity for all those x which does not belongs to E dash, which does not belongs to E dash. Now since what is hn? Hn is less than or equal to h. Hn is less than or equal to h, and h, what is h? H is less than or equal to f according to a h we have considered. And since in the statement clearly given that fn of x converges to f of x as n tends to infinity, as n tends to infinity for all elements of E, means it also in E dash, it's also converges to f of x. Means for large values of n, for bigger values of n, this one becomes very near to this one. Therefore we have fn of x is equal to f of x. for x belongs to e dash. Since in the statement of the starting of the proof what we have wrote, fn of x converges to f of x for all the elements of E, means it also converges for E dash because E dash contains elements of E. Then it also converges to f in this one. What is the meaning of this one? For bigger values of n, this one goes very near to f of x. Therefore, we have fn of x is equal to f of x for x belongs to E dash. X belongs to E dash. But what is equation number 1? Since what is hn? hn is the minimum of h comma fn for all n by equation number 1. Since hn is less than f, means hn is either h or fn. Since fn is equal to f, then hn converges to h. They both are equal. If the minimum of these two is fn, that is, then these both are equal. hn is equal to fn. As fn is equal to f of x, these both are equal, then this one is also equal to this one. Is it clear? So what we got? We get that hn of x is also h of x as n tends to infinity for all x belongs to, I am writing E here. Why? hn of x converges to h of x for all x does not belongs to E dash. If it belongs to E dash, then it is also equal. Therefore, for all x belongs to E, I can say that hn of x is equal to converges to h of x. Is it clear? Now, therefore, by bounded convergence theorem, we get what the bounded convergence theorem says, that limit n tends to infinity, Lebesgue integral over E dash hn is equal to Lebesgue integral over E dash h. Equation number 2. Because hn is a sequence of bounded measurable function which converges to h on E dash. Here you can say E dash. Therefore, how I am writing this one? Since sequence hn is a sequence of bounded, each and every term we have proved it is a bounded measurable functions with hn of x is less than or equal to capital M for all n, and hn of x converges to h of x as n tends to infinity with measure of E dash is finite. Measure of E dash is finite. Now consider Lebesgue integral over E h. This is E. In this E I got E dash. Then what is this region? This region is E minus E dash. Then this total E can be written as E dash union E minus E dash. Since both are pairwisely disjoint, from the known theorem this one can be written as Lebesgue integral over E dash h plus Lebesgue integral over E minus E dash h. E minus E dash h. Now this one can be written as Lebesgue integral over E dash h plus what we got here, if x does not belongs to e dash, then h of x is equal to 0. Since e minus e dash means this one, means x belongs to e minus e dash means x does not belongs to e dash, then its value is 0. Why? Since h of x is equal to 0 on x does not belongs to e dash. X does not belongs to e dash means x belongs to e minus e dash. E minus e dash. Now from the this one, Lebesgue integral over e dash h can be written as this one by equation number 2. So this one can be written as limit n tends to infinity Lebesgue integral over e dash hn by equation number 2. Equation number 2. Now this implies limit n tends to infinity Lebesgue integral over, instead of e dash I am writing e hn. Why? Again the same step. This one can be written as how I wrote Lebesgue integral over e h as this one. E can be written as union of these two. Again this one 0. A same thing. E dash can be written as sum of these two on e minus e dash. What we got here, if x does not belongs to e dash, hn of x is equal to 0. Let us define this one as equation number star. Since hn of x is equal to 0 for all x does not belongs to e dash, that is x belongs to e minus e dash, then I can write plus 0. In place of 0 I can use e. Now since hn is less than or equal to fn, from equation number 1, what is the equation number 1? This one, since hn is less than or equal to fn, so here I can write that less than or equal to limit n tends to infinity Lebesgue integral over e fn. Since hn is less than or equal to fn for all n by equation number 1. Therefore what we got here now, therefore Lebesgue integral over e h is less than or equal to limit n tends to infinity Lebesgue integral over e fn. Lebesgue integral over e fn. Now this one can be written as Lebesgue integral over e h is less than or equal to, since limit of the fn exists, then this one can be written as limit of any sequence exists means its limit inferior and limit superior both are equal to its limit, then this one can be written as limit n tends to infinity limit inferior of limit integration over e fn. Equation number 3. Since equation 3 holds for any bounded measurable function h which is less than or equal to f with measure of x such that h of x is not equal to 0, which is finite, we get that equation 3 holds even if we take supremum over all such h. Therefore we get supremum over h less than or equal to f Lebesgue integral over e h is less than or equal to limit n tends to infinity infimum over Lebesgue integral over E Fn. From the definition of Lebesgue integral of a non-negative measurable function, this one can be written as Lebesgue integral over E f less than or equal to limit n tends to infinity infimum of Lebesgue integral over E Fn.